Hey guys, YouTuber 100 here. Alright, now as promised, here I am to finish off these Rocky reviews. Now, I'm going to give my thoughts on Creed 2. So, yeah, like all the videos that I do where I give thoughts on a really released movie, this video is going to contain spoilers for the movie, so yeah, you may not want to watch this video until you have seen the movie if you don't want to be anything spoiled, or if you're okay with that, then yeah, you can just go ahead and just watch this video and not and just yeah, you if you don't mind having anything spoiled. All right, but anyway, so yeah, I went to see this movie today, and I gotta say this was a pretty awesome movie right here. I mean, I definitely would say that this is a really worthy follow up to the first Creed. Yeah, if do I think it was as good as the first Creed? Well, as far as that goes, I really don't really know. That's a little bit harder to really determine because I mean, yeah, both films really are like really good, but great movies. But yeah, it's a little hard to decide which one is actually better. But yeah, regardless of which one really is better, this one, just like the first Creed, is like a really awesome film. I mean, yeah, just yeah, basically like did continue on with the events from the first Creed with like the events with like Adonis and Rocky and some conflicts they go through, as well as like the relationship between uh, Adonis and Bianca, and yeah, it even progresses even further here, as well as like uh, Adonis's career as a son to Apollo goes. Yeah, it continues on with the events, and yeah, of course, in this film, there's like a Ivan Drago is back in this film, and Adonis's rival in this film is his son Victor Drago, and yeah, basically, like this entire film is basically with the rivalry between the two of them, and just them being just yeah, how they're the main opponents against each other in this film and stuff. And yeah, I actually do think that like the rivalry between Adonis and Victor does not really well. I mean, it's like a how yeah, it's said in this film how after like Ivan Drago's fight with Rocky in Rocky Four, after Drago's lost to Rocky, like Drago just ended up really like losing everything, including like his marriage. Like his wife ended up his wife ended up leaving him after the loss to Rocky, and yeah, and apparently like he's really like trained up his son to really be like the same style boxer that he was. And now it's shown once this film starts how Victor has really just been all about boxing, and that's just really like his main uh that's his main objective in life is just boxing. And it's shown that he's like a really uh, fierce fighter. And yeah, and in this film Ivan and Victor, I would really quite say that there actually are villains in this movie because they really don't do anything like really like pure like evil or anything, but they're just kind of like looked at as antagonists in this film. Now, of course, like they are not like totally. Victor is not like a totally clean fighter, and he does have some dirty tactics, but I wouldn't really say that he really is like a true villain. He's just kind of like looked at that way. But yeah, he's really not like truly evil or anything, and not really like any type of asshole like some of Rocky's old rivals were like Clubber Lang and Tommy Gunn and stuff. So yeah, but yeah, of course, like in this film, like Adonis, of course, when he did find out about the Dragos like coming back and stuff. But of course, like he wanted to fight them since like they Ivan was of course responsible for Apollo's death, and he was the one who killed Apollo. Of course, like he just wanted to get some of Victor, and so Yeah, and throughout this film, what I've like found really interesting about this film is that throughout the film, they did seem to like be filled with some homages to like a lot of the prior Rocky films in the series. Like, of course, you do have a Drago back in this film, so yeah, that was one of the like homages to this film. Well, to in this film to the other Rocky films, and also like in this film you do have a well Adonis like proposing to Bianca in this movie, like just how like the marriage between with Rocky and Adrian, and of course like very shortly after their engagement, yeah, they don't actually get married in this film, but shortly after their engagement, Bianca ends up becoming pregnant, just like how Adrian became pregnant shortly after their marriage, and yeah, and their baby is born in this film, and it's actually a girl that they have rather than a boy like Rocky and Adrian did, and yeah, and their daughter is named yeah they end up their daughter is named uh, Amara. So yeah, they end up like yeah, Adonis ends up like having a daughter in this film, and then and also in this film, of course, like in this film, Adonis does have like two different fights with Victor in the film, and the first one is like the one where like it's similar to like in Rocky 3 when like Rocky's first fight with Clubber Lang when Clubber Lang really just like ended up like really just dominating Rocky and just as Rocky really got like really beat up in the fight and stuff. Yeah, in the first fight in this film between Adonis and Victor, Victor ends up like really injuring Adonis. Like he ends up like uh, smashing his rib cage, and he like breaks a couple of his ribs, and uh, like has some like contusions in the fight and stuff, and like he like suffered an injured kidney. Yeah, just like some various injuries to Adonis after the first fight, and also in the first fight, once Adonis like told Rocky that he was going to fight Victor, like Rocky just like didn't want a part of it, so, and he just told Adonis that he couldn't train Adonis for the fight. It's similar to like in Rocky 3 how Mickey like just like didn't want Rocky to fight Clubber Lang, and he just like said he couldn't like be a part of it. It, yeah, but yeah, unlike in Rocky 3 where Rocky actually did convince Mickey to train him up one last time for the fight. Yeah, Rocky doesn't end up agreeing to training Adonis for the first fight, so Rocky isn't even a part of the first fight at all. But yeah, then Rocky does come around like in the second fight and trains up Adonis. Yeah, and also in the second fight, the fight does take place in Moscow, just like Rocky's fight with Drago took place in Moscow. So yeah, that's another homage that this film has. Yeah, and it's just like filled with like other homages like that throughout the film. So yeah, I do like that about this film, and yeah, I just really do like the stuff this film really does, and I especially do like the ending of this film a lot, which I will talk about later on. But yeah, this really was just like a really enjoyable, good film. So yeah, in this film, of course, like you do have like the like Michael B. Jordan, Sylvester Stallone, and Tessa Thompson, as well as Dolph Lundgren and even Bridget Nielsen, all reprising their roles in this film. Yeah, Dolph Lundgren is back as Ivan Drago, and then yeah, Bridget Nielsen is back. She appears in this film as Drago's wife. Yeah, and yeah, you of course have Michael B. Jordan still as Adonis, and Sylvester Stallone still as Rocky, and Tessa Thompson as Bianca, as well as Felicia Rashad as Marianne. And yeah, Yeah, and so yeah, you do have like some recurring actors in this film, and of course it also does have like some newcomers along also. Like in this film, Victor is played by Florian Muntianu. Is that how it's said? Yeah, and yeah, you also do have a Duke's son, Little Duke as he's referred to, who in this film, and yeah, he's actually the one that does train Adonis for the first fight with Victor. And then yeah, you also do have like um, other throughout this film, like you do have like archive footage of Apollo throughout this film, but yeah, it's not like anything like Carl Weathers doesn't actually really appear on the film as Apollo. It's just an archive footage and stuff. So yeah, and I actually did think it was interesting. There's a one point where at the start of this film, Adonis does like win the heavyweight title, and there's a one point where he's just looking at the title, and it shows that there are pictures of both Rocky and Apollo on like side plates of the championship belt. So yeah, I just thought that was interesting also. So yeah, it is a really really good enjoyable film. So yeah, I would definitely recommend this film if you film, especially for all the Rocky fans out there. Yeah, it is just like a really, really enjoyable film and a worthy follow to the first Creed film. All right, so yeah, let me just talk a little bit about the premise of this film. So as this film opens up, it does show like in Ukraine is where Drago, Ivan Drago, and his son Victor are actually living, and it shows that Ivan does like really train, Victor like really all the way with it, and he's like really intense with the training and stuff. He's really like training Victor to really be like a really be like hard and what and a tough boxer and stuff. And it does show that like Adonis is now like really scoring a real string of victories, and he does end up winning the heavyweight championship from Danny Wheeler. And then after the win, then Adonis then decided to now propose to Bianca. Okay, and yeah, she then of course accepted, and then like she wanted to now like start a new life with Adonis in Los Angeles, but Adonis like did not want to leave the Philadelphia and wanted to stay for Rocky. Yeah, and it told that Ivan and Victor had the assistance of another promoter, Buddy Marcel, who is played by Russell Hornsby. And so yeah, he's basically like acting towards a Victor and Ivan, like how George Washington Duke acted towards Tommy Gunn and Rocky Five. Yeah, and yeah, then yeah, Ivan, Victor, and Buddy then arrive at uh, Philadelphia, and then yeah, they like end up talking about how they like want to fight with Adonis Creed, and yeah, they were like talking about when Ivan did kill Apollo, and so then yeah, they just now want like a new generation of Creed versus Drago. And then yeah, Drago then like visited the Adrians, and then yeah, Rocky saw that he was there, and then yeah, Ivan was just talking to Rocky about like what's happened with his life ever since his loss to Rocky. And then he introduced like his son to Rocky and stuff, and yeah, he was just like telling Rocky how he wants his son against Adonis, and yeah, Rocky of course like did not want Adonis to actually take the fight, but Adonis ended up accepting the challenge. And yeah, Rocky just like was refusing to support Adonis and just said that he couldn't train Adonis for the fight. And then that's when Adonis then just decided to go back to Los Angeles after he just felt that Rocky betrayed him. And then yeah, Adonis and Bianca living really close to Marianne, and then and very shortly after that, as Adonis was preparing for the match with Victor, then like it was then revealed that Bianca was pregnant, and then that's when Adonis then recruited Little Duke to train him for the match against Victor, and then we then eventually ended up getting the match between Adonis and Victor, and then and yeah, Adonis just like really wasn't like totally focused because yeah, with just all these developments that were now going on with him in his life, with him coming back to Los Angeles and Rocky not being there for him, and with Bianca being pregnant, it was just like so overwhelming for Adonis, and yeah, he just ended up like really rushing in the match, and then he ended up like getting beat up by Adonis pretty bad, and Rocky was like watching the fight from Philadelphia at Adrian's, and yeah, uh, and Victor just really like just this ended up like really injuring Adonis bad with like all the stuff that I mentioned earlier on, and but yeah, then like after like Adonis ended up actually hitting, well, Victor ended up hitting Adonis when Adonis was already down. Then that ended up getting Victor disqualified, and so Adonis did retain the title. And then it just showed like with like all the damage that Adonis took in the fight, and it even like ended up shattering his ego. Adonis then just ended up just over time he just ended up being more and more disconnected from Bianca, and then that's when Marianne then reached out to Rocky to try to help Adonis, and then Rocky then like made up with Adonis, and then he then agreed to train Adonis as right for a rematch match and stuff. Yeah, and eventually then Bianca ended up then giving birth to the baby they named Amara, who was a girl, like I said before. But it was shown that uh, Bianca was actually born deaf, which was like inherited from the degenerative hearing disorder that Bianca was having, and even like in the scene where Adonis actually did propose to Bianca, it was shown because yeah, Adonis was like saying a bunch of stuff to Bianca before he actually did pop the question, and she just didn't hear a thing of it. So yeah, it was shown that uh, Amara was born deaf as well. And, and then and yeah, and then over time it just showed how Ivan and Victor were really just like taunting Adonis just publicly, and of course like Ivan and Victor want just to regain their honor in the boxing world, and there's like one point in this film where like there's a gathering for Victor with Drago there and like other people there, and they were just like trying to honor Victor. But then at one point, then Drago's wife then came along, and then Victor just was not happy about that because, yeah, of course, like she had left her after Drago's loss to Rocky, and so yeah, he really just really all but hated his mother. Yeah, yeah, and then and to train up Adonis, Rocky then just like told Adonis that there was going to be a needed to be a change in their training, and so then Rocky ended up just taking Adonis to like a decrepit spot in the California desert to train him up because yeah, Rocky just described it as a place where fighters are reborn, and so Oh yeah, and so yeah, Adonis just went through like some brutal, rigorous training with Rocky to like just give Adonis an idea of what he's really going to be receiving from Victor. And so then yeah, the rematch took place back in Moscow, Russia, and it showed that of course Drago was Victor's trainer and Rocky was Adonis' trainer, and when like they came to the center of the ring to touch gloves. It even showed like Rocky and Ivan were staring down each other, and it showed that Drago's wife was also like sitting in the front row to watch the fight. And this one was like more evenly balanced out, similar to like the rematch with Rocky and Clubber Lang. And yeah, there were an exchange of equal blows between Adonis and Victor. Yeah, and just like with Clubber Lang, Victor was like accustomed to really winning all of his fights early by the knockout. Like it was revealed that Victor's fights never did last beyond the fourth round, and Adonis really used that to his advantage. And then like he was like trying to like endure like the punishment from Victor in the match, and as it progressed, then it showed Adonis was then like getting the upper hand, and he ended up like knocking Victor down twice in the same round. And like in the theater, like when Adonis like got the upper hand and knocked Creed down, there were like people in the theater or that were like really applauding when that happened. So yeah, there were like people in the theater that I saw this movie and that were really like into this fight. Yeah. And then after the shift in the fight with Adonis getting the upper hand, then that's when Victor's mother and Drago's wife, or I guess his ex-wife, I should be saying, yeah, she then ended up departing from the fight, right? And then after that, that's when like it just like took Victor off balance, really emotionally. And then yeah, after Victor got back up, then Adonis then continued to just punish Victor, and Victor was then eventually cornered, and yeah, he just really was not fighting back at Adonis. And then that's when then Ivan then just ended up throwing in the towel and calling the fight, right, to prevent any like serious injury or death to happen to Victor. So I guess this does show that Ivan Drago really does like he did care about his son and didn't want him to get hurt. So it did show that there was like some like there was some good in him now. So oh oh yeah, Adonis was declared the winner in the fight. Right, and yeah, of course, like Victor really was ashamed of losing the fight, but yeah, Ivan just like really came to terms with Victor, saying that it was okay, and yeah, which was like shown that their relationship is more important than their glory. So yeah, they then made events like and yeah, Adonis was declared the winner in this fight, and he retained his title. And then the movie then ended with uh, Adonis then actually visiting Apollo's grave for the first time, and then yeah, Adonis was just talking to Apollo about like why he hasn't really been there and that why he really had the fight, and it also showed that like at a point like throughout this film, like Rocky was talking about how he was he was trying to call his son over time, but he always ended up hanging up the phone. And at one point, when Rocky was actually going to like call his son again, he ended up like hesitating to do it. And yeah, of course, like as it was said in the last movie, Rocky said that his son would have to live in Vancouver. Sorry. Yeah, and this film was also said that uh, Rocky's son now had a son of his own, and as a yeah, I'm sorry about this coughing. I'm really trying to get it to stop. Yeah, Rocky then like ended up traveling up to Vancouver, and he then met visited his son, and his son in this film was still played by the same actor who played him in Rocky Balboa, and yeah, he also did meet his grandson Logan, and so yeah, Rocky like was able to uh, reunite with his son again. Yep, and it also showed how Ivan and Victor were also training together in Ukraine, and then it ended with uh, Adonis bringing Bianca and Amara to see Apollo as well, and introduce Apollo to his granddaughter. Or so, yeah, really like good ending right there with just them, like Adonis finally going to see his father. So yeah, I do like what they do with this. I do like how, despite the fact that Adonis has never met his father, he's really trying to really continue the legacy on and really just like be make his father as proud as he could, even though he never really knew his father stuff. And now like introducing him to like their his his family now that he's made. So yeah, I do like that they decided to like close off the movie there with Adonis visiting Apollo's grave, like which shown like in these last few films how Rocky has visited Adrian's grave as well as now Paulie's. There's even a scene where he does go to visit them again. But yeah, I do like how now Adonis does go to see Apollo's grave. So yeah, I do like that ending. So yeah, really good film, and I really did enjoy this film a lot. I mean, yeah, I probably didn't really go over like absolutely everything about this film and what it has, but yeah, I'm yeah, for what I didn't talk about, yeah, go see this movie. And yeah, there's like more to this film than I did talk about, and it is definitely like a very good film. So yeah, like I said, I really do recommend this film. Hard to say whether it is as good as the first Creed or not, but yeah, regardless, it is still a very enjoyable film. So yeah, for every Rocky fan, check this movie out, and yeah, you will enjoy this film. It is definitely like a very worthy follow up to the first Creed, and yeah, we'll see if they do plan to make another Creed. Yeah, something that I was actually thinking of is if they do make a Creed 3. I mean, do you think maybe like they'll have a Clubber Lang's son come and like be Adonis's rival in the next film? I mean, it's just something that I was thinking of. I mean, since like they brought Drago back for this film, could they possibly like bring Clubber Lang back for the third film and have Mr. T reprise the role? And maybe they could even like get Mr. T's actual son to be like Clubber Lang's son in the film. I think that would be interesting to see, but who knows if they'll do that or not. We're just gonna have to wait and see if they do make a Creed 3 and what they do plan to do with it. But yeah, this is definitely like a very enjoyable film as well. So yeah, definitely check it out. Alright, so yeah, this does it for my thoughts on Creed 2. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys enjoy these Rocky movie reviews. I know there is like one person that really did like stay, that actually did keep up with these videos. I mean, all of my Rocky movie reviews that I've done all have received a like. So yeah, there is someone that was tuning into these and did enjoy these. So yeah, thank you to the person that did keep up to with these reviews and liked them. So yeah, I appreciate the like and for these reviews. And so yeah, and I hope for any other of you that did watch these reviews, I hope you did enjoy them as well. All right, so yeah, so thanks for watching these Rocky movie reviews. So yeah, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.